control of the dramatic increases in these programs. Because, as I pointed out, very difficult to keep up. But thank you for raising the question. Next one, please.
So we have 1069. 1069.
Thank you. Thank you for being here today, Congressman Bentz. I always appreciate it when our elected representatives take the time to come out and talk to people. My name is... I heard you've had quite a trip, and I'm frankly a little disappointed in the crowd you pulled on this, your last of your 2 day.
I need your name.
My name is Sue Oliver. I've lived in North Morrow County for over 30 years. There's a lot that I'd like to talk about, and ask you about from local, state, and national level. And because I'm a little old lady, I tend to talk too much, so I'll try to not get carried away. But what I'm hearing today is greatly concerning me. Right here, right now, all of us in this room are standing directly above one of the biggest environmental disasters we've had in this state, the contaminated groundwater that is right directly beneath us. And we can walk out the door of this building and look to our right and see the largest polluter in the state of Oregon. What I have seen in the last 10 years is the failure of our local and our state governments and our local officials, our port officials, our county officials, to carry out one of the most basic functions of government, providing us with clean water. We only have to look around and see what an utter failure government has been for us locally. But surprisingly, I am not here today to be upset about the contaminated groundwater. I'm a veteran of the United States Army. I'm a veteran of the Morrow County Planning Commission. I resigned from that commission in 2019 because after almost 4 years, I was exhausted from constantly voting no on applications that didn't meet our requirements and had potential to pollute our groundwater. And it would not be addressed and was never addressed. But as a veteran, I respect the oath. And I'm wearing a blue shirt today that says, my oath never expires. I joined the Army at 17 years old, a mature and wise and sophisticated 17-year-old, like we all are at that age. I went out to save the world. But I took that oath very seriously to defend the Constitution of this country. And I watched you take the oath on January 3rd, 2021. I voted for you. And then I watched you less than 72 hours later violate that oath by siding with the people trying to stop the certification of our election. A few months later, you got kind of back in my good graces. You were one of the few Republicans to vote for the investigation committee of the January 6th event. I appreciated that. And so I'm trying to give a second chance. But what is going on right now today is the House of Representatives and the Senate are totally abdicating their responsibility to be a check on the executive. You stand here and say, I'm not sure about that, or I'm not sure about that. You put up, frankly, some of these slides are very misleading. Let's talk about the Trump tax cut. How much of that deficit in that jump from 22 up was the tax cuts to the incredibly rich people of the world who are now in our White House and dismantling our government? You are an attorney. You are an officer of the court, in addition to swearing an oath to our Constitution, and yet, well, you and so many of your colleagues are just sitting around watching. Well, I don't know, we'll see what happens next month. Oh, those workers have rights, and yes, they've been violated, so now they're getting processed. Our courts can't handle this. These people have planned this for years, and they are doing it. It is a fire hose of action. Illegal actions that even you acknowledge right here, but we'll just worry and let the courts sort it out. There won't be a country left to run, sir, if you guys just sit back and are afraid of a primary. Because I hear President Musk has threatened a primary any Republican who doesn't get on board. And I apologize, I didn't intend to say that. But I am trying to figure out who in this room elected a man named Elon Musk. I didn't, and I know none of you somehow he has just jumped in there, and I am all for cutting government. I spent 13 years overseeing the destruction of the Umatilla Chemical Depot chemical weapons. As an employee of the DEQ, I took my job damn seriously. And we got rid of those chemical weapons and nobody got hurt. But trust me, if you didn't have one of us faceless bureaucrats sitting there with the Army who wants to apply their 1920 disposal methods, that wouldn't have gone as smoothly as it did. I worked 6 years for the Department of Energy. It is impossible to get projects cited anymore because the National Environmental Policy Act is a mess. I could give you 100 ideas how to be able to do development and improve the federal government. But what is happening now is, it makes no sense. It is an attempt to simply destroy the structure. So by the time the courts ever finally catch up to go, oh gosh, I guess you shouldn't have done that, it'll be too late. So I guess my question is in this state, in the entire Western United States, sir, your oath is your bond. You are supposed to stand behind your word. And I feel like I sent somebody to Congress who immediately violated that oath. And I want you people to get your cajones back, man. People are running our country who don't belong there. We elected you, not to wait for your next committee meeting, but to talk to your people and to try to get together and try to find some critical mass of Republicans that can stop us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right, well, thank you for your service. We're very, very happy to see that since Trump was elected, the number of people applying to get into the service has increased significantly. So that's really good.